Vienna, 1907. A young Adolf Hitler, armed with sketches and dreams, faced crushing rejection from the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. Twice he applied, twice he was denied. His hopes of becoming an artist dashed, the seeds of resentment sown. This seemingly small event, a mere footnote in history, would have terrifying consequences for the world. The world knows Hitler as a dictator, a tyrant, a monster. But before the hate, before the war, he was an aspiring artist, convinced of his own genius. His failure to gain entry into the prestigious art school was a blow to his ego, a wound that never healed. Instead, it festered, morphing into a dangerous cocktail of resentment and ambition. This rejection, a single event in a life filled with them, is often cited as a turning point. It is argued that had Hitler been accepted, history as we know it would have been rewritten. He might have found solace in his art, channeling his frustrations onto canvas instead of onto the world stage. Instead, he found himself adrift, his dreams shattered, vulnerable to the poisonous ideologies brewing in Vienna's underbelly. The years that followed his rejection were bleak. Hitler drifted through Vienna, selling postcards, his artistic aspirations slowly dying. He was surrounded by poverty, immersed in a city teeming with political unrest and a growing anti-Semitism. He became easy prey for extremist groups, finding a warped sense of belonging among those who peddled hate and blame. His bitterness grew, fueled by his own perceived failures and the scapegoats offered by the rising nationalist movements. The world, he believed, had wronged him. His art, his genius, was ignored. His frustrations, instead of finding an outlet on canvas, found voice in the beer halls and political rallies that were to become his stage. It is a chilling thought, the idea that the seeds of the Holocaust were sown in the rejection letter of an art school, that a single no could have so profoundly altered the course of human history. It is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace, of how easily the dreams of a single disgruntled individual can morph into nightmares for millions. Fueled by his resentment and the poisonous ideologies of the time, Hitler found a voice for his anger. He joined the German Workers' Party, a fringe group that would later become the Nazi Party. His oratory skills, honed in beer halls and fueled by his own twisted worldview, captivated a nation wounded by war and economic hardship. He offered simple solutions, scapegoats for complex problems. He tapped into the darkest impulses of a nation desperate for a leader, for someone to blame for their suffering. He rose through the ranks, his venomous rhetoric resonating with the disenfranchised and the disillusioned. The art student who had once dreamed of beauty became the architect of unimaginable horror. The world watched in horror as Hitler's ambitions escalated, from hateful speeches to a world war. His regime systematically murdered millions, their only crime being their religion, their ethnicity, their sexuality. The world was stained with the blood of his victims, a stark reminder of the darkness that can fester in the human heart. Section 4. A world transformed Hitler's brushstrokes of peace. But what if we could turn back time? What if that fateful rejection from art school had never happened? Imagine a world where Hitler, armed with an acceptance letter in hand, walked through the hallowed halls of the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. He's surrounded by fellow artists, immersed in a world of color and light. His days spent chasing the elusive muse, not political power. He finds solace in his art, his frustrations channeled onto canvases filled with landscapes and portraits. His paintings, though perhaps lacking in technical skill, possess a raw emotional power that earns him a modest following. He becomes a fixture in Vienna's art scene, known for his passionate personality and unconventional views, but never for the hatred that would come to define him. Without Hitler, the Nazi Party loses its most powerful voice. The party, a fringe group peddling hate and intolerance, fades into obscurity. The world breathes a collective sigh of relief, unaware of the nightmare it has avoided. Section 5. The Butterfly Effect, a world without the Holocaust. The impact of Hitler's absence reverberates throughout the 20th century. Without World War II, millions of lives are spared. The map of Europe remains unchanged. The horrors of the Holocaust, a chilling testament to human cruelty, fade into a historical what if. The Jewish community, spared the unimaginable suffering inflicted upon them, flourishes. Their contributions to science, art, and culture enrich the world in ways we can only imagine. The world, forever marked by the horrors of the 20th century, heals. The Cold War, fueled by the power vacuum left by World War II, never happens. The Iron Curtain, a symbol of division and distrust, never falls. Instead, a spirit of cooperation defines the global landscape. The world invests in education, in science, in art, instead of weapons of war. Section 6. The unanswered question: did one man shape history, or was it history that shaped the man? But even in this alternate timeline, questions linger. Was Hitler truly the sole architect of such widespread hatred and violence? Or was he a product of his time, a conduit for the anger and resentment that simmered within a nation still reeling from defeat and economic hardship? Would another, perhaps even more ruthless demagogue have risen in his place, eager to exploit the vulnerabilities of a nation desperate for a savior? The history of humanity is a complex tapestry woven with the threads of countless individual lives and choices. It is impossible to say with certainty whether one person, even one as influential as Hitler, can truly alter the course of history. Perhaps the seeds of conflict were already sown, waiting for the right person or the right circumstances to ignite. Section 7. A world left in shadows. What if Hitler had found solace in art? The world will never know what masterpieces might have sprung from Hitler's imagination had he found acceptance in the art world. Would his paintings be celebrated for their beauty, their emotional depth? Or would they forever be viewed through the lens of his later actions, their colors forever tainted by the horrors he unleashed upon the world? The what-if of history are tantalizing, offering a glimpse into alternate realities, a chance to explore the fragility of our own existence. We are left to grapple with the weight of unanswered questions, forever haunted by the shadows of what might have been. In the end, the only certainty is that the world, for better or for worse, was forever changed by the rejection of a young, aspiring artist named Adolf Hitler.